Back now on Triad today, just about time for the roundtable, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. Hope you'll visit the garden. They have lots of great stuff here. You can rent the facilities, and they want you to volunteer too. Speaking of volunteers, we have three great volunteers with us right now. On the right, but always political left, Ogie Overman. And we held over David Daggett from a previous segment from Daggett Shuler. And Bob Shackelford from the Shackelford Leadership Institute is with us. Okay, guys. Last week, the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Board ruled that only residents with a direct tie to the school district would be allowed to challenge books and other educational materials, which they think are objectionable. Since local school funding benefits from state and federal tax dollars, there are lobby groups all over North Carolina and the United States say that's not fair. Should people have the right, if they live outside of the county, to challenge books and other educational materials?
No. It's bad enough as it is when you got local people challenging normal books that we all read. It's like Nazi Germany, and what some of these people are the dictionary.
Yeah. So, David, you okay with the school system's decision?
Yes. What we're starting to see a lot, it's happening with law enforcement and different segments of society, is vigilante groups coming in from the outside thinking that their way should be our way.
And don't even have kids in school.
Don't even have
Bob?
kids there.
I agree with both of them. Out-of-town activists have no place on a local board meeting.
All right, following the recent and sad, very tragic fatal shooting of Greensboro Police Sergeant Dale Nix, we're reminded that under state law, a death benefit of $100,000 is paid to the family of any officer killed in the line of duty. An additional $100,000 is paid to the family if the officer was murdered in the line of duty. I guess a quick question is, shouldn't the amount of these death benefits be raised, and if so, by how much? Ogie.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of money, but if you're in your 30s, $100,000 isn't going to go very far. What I would love to see, I think, if Nix has kids, which I think he did, send them to college, pay for their college.
David.
Yeah, I don't know what the right level is. Remember, this family's also gotten resources from other avenues too. So it's not just this one $100,000. It comes from different avenues. Right. And I'm not familiar with how all those add up. Is $100,000 enough? No. Is the whole pie put together enough? I'm not sure.
I think their salary is far too little for what they sacrifice and risk already. I would go to at least $250,000.
I agree, Bob. Studies show that patients can benefit from being treated by nurse practitioners, which is why 35 states now allow those nurses to treat patients without being subject to being under the authority of a physician. However, North Carolina legislature said no deal. We're going to keep restricting the authority of nurse practitioners. Now, would you like to see nurse practitioners in our state be able to treat patients? Ogie.
Yeah, you know, Jim, I deal with NPs and PAs all the time.
Right.
I really do. And I don't see any difference.
Right.
I don't.
We ought to lift that ban on that,
Yeah.
David.
Yeah, I think we should, but within protocols that are regulated, because there's a level at which the nurse practitioner should be involved with patients, and there's a level that is above their ability.
Bob.
I feel strongly about this one. I had a doctor's appointment Monday, and I specifically chose a date that I could see the nurse practitioner rather than the physician. He's on his way from room to room to room. She'll sit down and talk with you,
right.
Answer your questions. I prefer the nurse practitioner.
All right, North Carolina legislature just passed enacted a new law that requires pornographic websites to verify the age and identity of the user. In reaction to the law, Pornhub has blocked access for anyone living in the state. Now, while the new law seeks to protect children, which is great, is it also violating the privacy rights of adults? Ogie.
Pornhub blocked North Carolina.
Yeah, Ogie's now just gone into a coma.
Kids are going to find a way around that. That's easy. I mean, it's easy.
Violating adults' rights. David, we want to know your identity.
Maybe, but I would put the priority of protecting our kids above that.
Bob.
I totally agree with David on that, and besides that, there is no privacy on the internet.
All right. The Federal Highway Administration has enacted new regulation which bans overhead electronic signs that feature funny or obscure messages, little jokes and things. Are you okay with that ban, or should states have the right to display whatever message they want on the federal highway? Ogie.
Do you remember Burma Shave
Yeah.
signs Why not do that electronically? What is wrong with that?
The feds say
Come
no.
on, man.
David?
Well, I think the difference is signs being put up by the government are to convey important safety information, not entertainment. Once that becomes a distraction, I think that can be a problem.
Quickly, Bob.
I think people are more likely to read the cute signs, but the issue is the length and the size of it's not the message, it's trying to read things you don't, but they're not reading it anyway, they're on their cell phone.
Sad. Finally, guys, a number of leading therapists say it's normal to talk to yourself. Guys, do you ever talk to yourself? And if so, what do you say, Ogie?
I was thinking, I don't think I do really. I sing to myself all the time, but I don't think I talk to myself.
All the time.
You do?
Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I used to, but we got in too many fights, I stopped.
Bob keeps losing fights with himself. Well, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. A Florida man is suing a Dunkin' Donuts store because he went in to use the bathroom and the toilet exploded while he was in there. Now, he didn't get hurt, but he's suing him for hundreds of thousands of dollars. A reporter came up to him and said, why do you want to sue him for that much money? The guy said, this is not something that should be glazed over. It's all right. For all of us here, we're going to go talk to ourselves. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.